We created water, caught some fish, just kind of the quick basics. This video, we are going to concentrate on finding a not a creeper fish. Let's see, Crashfish powder. So we were having a hard time finding one yesterday, so we decided that we need to make a sea glide to try to search the sea just a little faster, and maybe even escape their explosions when we do find one. So we need to find Crashfish to make the repair tool. What we want to do is repair our crashed life pod. Swimming regularly was a little too slow. That looks like that could be a good spot. So we're going to go up and get some more oxygen and then check that tunnel out and see what that does for us. Where was that tunnel? Lots of quartz in here. No crashfish. These things are surprisingly harder to find than I thought they would be. Not really sure. I haven't. This spawn-in is much different than what I've had experienced before. In all the other times I've started a game, the Crashfish tunnel was right by the ship. Of course, this is oxygen, so we don't have to go all the way to the top. But we're looking... Ooh, a little bit of lag there. This game sometimes has a lot of lag. There's a crashfish. And he's gonna hit us. Oh, maybe not. But, haha, he left crashfish powder. Yes, we are in business. What a great way to start an episode. So, as we make our way back to base, we're trying to decide what we want to work on next. Kind of always thinking ahead on what we'll do next on this. Be magnesium right there. That's made from salt. Now we should be able to make repair tool. Excellent. Let's get our ship back up and running. And there's power. Awesome.
A new message has arrived. Playing message. This is an automated bounce back from the Aurora mining vessel. Your distress signal has been received. An emergency relief team will be dispatched to your location. Estimated arrival time 9 hours.
That is a whole lot of hours. Whole lot of hours. Alright. So it doesn't look like we're gonna get a rescue anytime soon. So let's see. Do I have... We need more salt. think I have coral. I have one. So probably want to get a couple salt and a couple more coral so that we can make more water. If you like the video and there's anything you want to see, please feel free to leave comments, suggestions, and in future videos I will try to get all of those added. Otherwise, we're just going to kind of play through. I'm going to do my best to show locations. I think today I will show where the island is.
A quantum detonation will occur with a probability of 85.5%.
But what we do first, before we do that, will be to make a beacon. Because I find that if we make a beacon and take it to where we're going, it'll be much easier for me to find in the future, but also for any of you that want to use my video as a way to find the island. I think it would be the best way to show. Oh, and I forgot the coral. That's okay though. That's easy to find. Right there. All right. That should give us enough to make 4 bottles of water. Food is a little harder to come by for the simple fact that you have to actually catch fish. And I am terrible at catching fish. And it always seems like there's a lot of lag when you get close to fish to catch them. But I'm pretty terrible at it anyway, so no excuses. What else do we want to cover? I think if we can get to the island today, that will be a pretty successful day. So we need to find 2 copper. Oh, that doesn't help. I made the bleach. I didn't make the water. Getting ahead of myself here now. Let's see, we have 1 copper on us, so what we need to do is find just 1 more copper to make copper wire. I think we can do that. I'm going to save it real quick, just because we did make progress finding that crashfish. Might not sound like progress, but it can be pretty hard to find sometimes. I don't want to waste anyone else's time by having the game crash and lose everything that we found. Okay, so that was lead, which is okay because we'll be able to make a radiation suit as well. We might even want to make that before we go. Oh, payday, silver. Silver seems like it's so hard to find, especially early on in the game. Oh, and there's one of those stalkers. Mean old fish. They're trying to kill me now. Alright, I think I'm going to run back and get a health pack real quick. You know what? It's worth it considering the fact that we were lucky enough to find silver. Though that's not what we were originally looking for. We always need silver. Everything you make in this game pretty much requires silver. So, silver is harder to come by than gold. Which kind of seems odd to me. And you don't use gold for as much, for that matter. So, let's keep looking for some stones to break. Try to get that copper found. Oh, there's some lag. There's supposed to be a new patch coming out, and I'm really hoping that the patch will give us some relief from the lag. Copper! Man, we are having great luck today. Okay, so we're going to make copper wire. I think, if I remember correctly, that should be all we need. No, deplorables. Titanium, which I put in the box to give us room. Alright, so we have that. Now, what do we need to make radiation suit? Fiber mesh. Hmm. Where? Go through a little slower, maybe? Okay, I am not seeing fiber mesh anywhere. Okay, I've already looked through this multiple times. Where do I make fiber mesh? That's really odd. It has to be under materials. Anyways, we're not going to worry about that right now. We're going to worry about making another battery. Copper ore, of course. You know what? I think we're just going to go for it. Instead of worrying about it, we're just going to go for... If I have to swim, it's okay. We'll just swim.
Emergency. Seismic readings suggest a quantum detonation has occurred in the Aurora's drive
and the
core.
ship is about to
The
break.
central dark matter reactor will reach a supercritical state in T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh, that is crazy. And yet somehow with all those explosions, the ship still seems pretty much intact. Oh, it looks like we have a radio signal back at our life pod. I'll have to check that out a little later. Okay, what we're looking for usually is to get about 1,000 meters out from your life pod. Then usually you have to go maybe a little left or a little right towards the ship to find the island. It's pretty easy to find once you know where you're looking for. The very first time I could not find it for the life of me. It spawns in slow. So I actually had driven about 1,000... No, not 1,000. I'm sorry, about 5,000 meters away from my life pod, and I was like, I know it has to be closer, and sure enough, it was way closer. So you have to kind of take your time. That's why head out to about 1,000 meters, and then you start looking. I'm gonna put a beacon on the island, which is going to give you a better idea. Now, you have to give or take a little bit of distance because you don't spawn exactly the same place each time. And so we're just going to drive around here now and wait for it to spawn up. The greatest problem with it is how long it takes to show up. Okay, we should be around the right distance. So I work my way left first, so I'm starting from the back side of the ship, and hopefully we see it. If not, we then work our way back to the right. So there it is. Look at that. And see, so in this game, it's more right behind the ship. In my previous game, it's a little more to the right. So what we're going to do is deploy this beacon. So as you can see, in this game, it's about 1,400 meters. In my other game, it was 900 meters. So with the beacon here, it'll be easy to help, but you can kind of see you want to be behind the ship. This is about usually as far behind the ship as I get. So I start out about 1,000 meters, start working my way to be behind the ship, and then I start working my way to the right, facing away from the ship. This time got lucky and it was right here. Sometimes we have to go to the right a little ways. And you don't want to get right. You don't want to go too far, too fast, because it won't spawn if you are on top of or underneath where the island should spawn. So you just got to kind of take your time, check it out. Nice and easy. Nothing to it. All right. Well, again, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks again.